too.
Are you? Yeah.
Sicilian.
Nice.
Met some
Fucking Southern, eh?
half and half, man. Yeah, we just got back.
Yeah, I saw you were in there. Where did you go?
So this is wild, man. My biological dad was adopted, and he had left when I was like 2 or 3. We'd met him a handful of times. We always talked to him like on birthdays, Christmases and stuff. He ended up passing away, but my grandparents that adopted him would not give him any information. They really like took it like to heart for him even asking, like, I kind of need to know where I'm from, because he had health issues, right? And he wanted to make sure it wasn't like a genetic thing to pass down to my sister and I. Anyways, long story short, I did a pretty intense DNA test, and it came back, and it was like, you're Sicilian, bro. Like, this is basically where your family's from, an area in Sicily called Syracuse.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, like right on the water, and it was like, damn. So it was pretty profound, man. I mean, we're kind of always looking for that answer, right? In recovery, I think, of like, you know, who am I?
Yeah.
So for me, it was a cool experience, man. And my biological dad had passed away. So it was a good feeling to like be able to go down there and just like touch the soil on where some of the familia's from.
Where it all started, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, we went to Sardinia. Have you ever been to Sardinia? It's like
it's one of my dream spots.
You got to go there. The
like,
beaches are beautiful.
Unbelievable.
We on our honeymoon, my wife and I went to Sicily and Sardinia, and you know, they're both beautiful in their own ways. But Sardinia had these clear, beautiful beaches where it's just like, and you know, you want to find, in my opinion, God, spirituality. You know, that's a good place to start, right? Just being in nature, and you know. Yeah,
it's definitely, it's a different lifestyle over there too, right? Like I understand we're looking through a tourist or a vacation lens, sure. Excuse me, but at the same time, it's like we were there for over 2 weeks. Like, we got acquainted. Like, we spent quite a bit of time in an area called Catania, and we did a couple days in Palermo. It was a little too fast paced for us, just coming from Toronto, right? And it's just, yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is. It was still a good experience, beautiful spot. We just preferred Catania, and it was like, we like befriended like a lot of like, you know, the people, the servers and everything, man, and they're great. Like, it was such an amazing experience. But you're absolutely right to say find God, higher power, spirituality. I mean, when you're sober, when you're clear-minded, to take in that culture and that architecture. Like, I don't know how many churches we went into. I don't know how many times we just stopped and like looked at a building. It was like, there was some very, very, very profound aha moments. One of like, bro, I was smoking out of a pop can, you know, years ago. I had done buck and blow for 20 years. Like, I've seen some stuff, right? And to be able to be there with my fiance, she's experiencing it as well too. It's like, it's indescribable. Yeah. It's just like a postcard moment. It's just like, seriously, man? Like, and it's, you know, I suffered with massive self-esteem issues. Like, I never pictured that I could do something like that, right? I was scared shitless, bro, to go and get my passport renewed. You know
scared of what was going to come up?
Yeah, like,
I did what?
yeah, exactly. You know, and it's just like, it's just that fear of judgment. You know, they work for the government, like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, it's like anything else, bro. You make shit up in your head, and it's these crazy scenarios, and it's like, oh, and then you go in and it's like, yeah, you got your paperwork done?
Here you go, Mike.
Yeah, I do. Okay, cool. And it's like, wait, what? That's it?
You're not going to cuff me?
Yeah. And then you pay for it and it comes express, and it's like, oh, like, hey, wow, I'm a person on paper again. Like, I ran so many years with what's called like an NFA, like no fixed address. Yeah. Like, you know, that was just a stage in my life. I was just a couch surfer, and I couldn't hold jobs down, and I was just, to be very blunt, I was fucked. I was hurting, man.
Yeah. And it becomes this new baseline, this new reality where you're like, well, I guess this is my life now, you know?
It's very difficult, man, to explain. And again, like, you know, my dad, when I say my dad, he's like, he came into my life when I was quick backstory. Like, he's my father, you know? So he used to say to me, like, doesn't a bell go off in your head, man? Like, and when I tried to explain to them, like, my normalcy is survival mode. That's what it is, man. I don't feel comfortable if things are going right. I'm purposely like, well, I don't want to say purposely, but I guess like subconsciously, like I'm going to step on a landmine, bro, and I'm going to blow shit up because that's where I feel comfortable. If there's money in the bank, it's like, oh, we got to fucking spend this.
Yeah.
If things are going well at work, I'm already thinking in my head, like, oh, they're going to fire me for something. Like, it's madness, bro.
Yeah.
So hence, the solution for me was booze because it slowed me down. And then I did the complete opposite and fucking did massive key bumps, and not to glorify it, but and I just,
well, because you're always looking for that next thing. Alcohol stops working, the cocaine stops working. In my scenario, I started smoking meth because it was there. And you mean I'm going to feel different than I feel right now? Okay, well, I'll try that,
Yeah, and again, I talk about it very openly. I went through a 3-month period where I was a binger on, rock, crack. And it led to a very, very scary spot, man. It was East Hastings, and it was like I would go out and I would grab some beers and I would be, shit, dude, I'd be in like Yaletown sometimes, which is like like a Yorkville in Toronto.
This is Vancouver?
Vancouver, yeah. And then I would go down to like Gastown and everything was cool, but like the monster woke up after 3 pints and 2 shots of tequila. I knew where to go. I knew where the guy would be, and I'd go to my alleyway by myself and just fucking crank it for as long as I could, as long as the money lasted.
Yeah.
And then literally calling sick for work like 4 days in a row, man, on repeat. And it was just like, holy shit, dude. Like I gotta get out of here, man. Yeah.
So before I ask you this question, I do want to say, you mentioned the power of social media. It's a cool thing. There's a lot of negativity in social media. There's also a lot of positivity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I reached out to you online because I loved what you're doing, man. I love your videos.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. And I don't think, I think a lot of people can relate to what you've been through and seeing somebody come through it, get through it, and be on the other side, living happy, joyous, and free, going to Italy.
Yeah.
What a fucking miracle, right? Like,
yeah.
And somebody, people are watching that, and I know for me, it's like, oh yeah, anything is possible, right? I can be sober and have fun,
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't need to live, paycheck to paycheck and, smoking my life away or doing whatever to have fun and find happiness,
Yeah, exactly, right? Like happiness can be found in chaos as well too, right? Like just because I'm sober today, as you are, or anybody that is, doesn't mean that we're exempt from anything. Life still happens, bro. I still fall into fears. I still have moments where, like, thank God I have the fiance, the wife that I do. She checks me. She can call me out on stuff, and vice versa, right? But people ask, a lot of people will ask me, like, in sobriety, are you happy? And I'm like, I don't know. What is happiness, bro? I'll tell you this. I have peace with myself. And that's it, right? Happiness, I find, is like you hit a goal, you're happy about it. But it goes away, right? Oh, you went to Italy. That was unbelievable, man. But I'm back here in Toronto now, right? So it's like I try not to put any what's the word that I'm looking for? Like dependency on something. I identified for so many years with the address I had, the car that I drove, a watch that I was wearing, and it was just like, it was a mask, bro. Like I was considered a lot of my life a high functioning fucking drunk dude is what I was. Just a party animal, right? So yeah, dude, it's sobriety is, it's unbelievable. I don't think, to me, at least in my experience, Anthony, there's no greater gift than just loving who you are as a person, man. 100%. And for a man to admit that, trust me, dude, I work with a lot of people, and that's a very difficult thing for us to establish.
Yeah, there's a lot of cultural, social norms.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to show fear.
No.
You're not supposed to cry, right? You just rub some dirt on it and you move on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But, and guys like you are reversing that. I don't think it'll ever go away, but that stigma it's lessening every day, right?
Yeah.
So what was there a moment for you? What was that moment where you kind of found yourself like, I got to do something. I got to change my life. I got to change. I got to get better.
I mean, it was a long journey, dude. Like over 20 years. I started my first alcoholic drink was when I was like 14. I went into my parents' liquor cabinet and like back in the day, we used to have what was called bush bashes. We literally just go drink in the forest with like fucking 50 of us. And, from there, I was at a party once and I was 17 years old and I got introduced to cocaine, and I was never big into like smoking weed or doing mushrooms. I don't know. I just didn't like it. And it took a little bit of convincing from a couple of my buddies, but I did it and like, dude, fell in love. I'm not gonna lie. But there was a lot of moments, man, of like, I think there's a big difference of like, I need help and I want help. I knew I needed help. Like everything was being destroyed around me numerous times. I still to this day do not know. I kind of get choked up over this is like how my family stuck by. Like I can't even fathom what that's like to witness somebody that, is your son, your brother, of just like kid. But the last time was I was working in the restaurant industry. It was a very predominant place that I was at. It was very, very busy. It was, located around Queen and Ossington, and I was making really good money. And everything on the outside seemed amazing. I had a nice condo downtown. I had my dog. People see me around, but Anthony, honestly, like I was fucking dying inside, man. I use this term of like I was sleepwalking while totally awake, man.
Yeah.
Like I was just spiritually dead inside, man. Nothing made me anything. I was just like, duh. Anyways, I was a friend of mine. We went and met. Long story short, a couple people were down from Italy, so we went and showed them around. So I always say this: we took them down to King Street. We did the King Street Shuffle,
I love that,
as I call it, or we call it in the industry down here.
Yeah.
And we went into a club, and my buddy was the bar manager there, and we always got taken care of. The good fella syndrome. You don't wait in line. You don't pay cover. You're basically walked right to the spot where you want to go. You don't have to fight crowds. Bam, you don't even ask. 2-3 bottles are put in a bucket for you. Have a good night, And at that time I was single, there was women around. I had a bag on me and something, I still don't even know how to explain it, bro. I like, it's like the music, the room stopped at one point. And I looked around and I was like, there's gotta be 300 people in here. And I have everything that I thought I ever wanted. And I've never been so lonely, man. I've never been so lonely. I can't explain it, dude. I looked around. My feet literally just started moving. I just walked out of the bar and I was like, I'm fucking done, bro. Like, I can't do this I'm in my 40s, dude. And I'm like, there's a physical death. I was dead as a person, man. Like, I had no meaning and purpose. I got up, hungover every fucking day, dragged my ass into work, worked, let's say 8 to 10 to 12 hours, collected a paycheck, went and did the same thing. I was like, there's got to be more to life than this, man. There has to be, bro. And that was it. I took my dog for a huge walk and went ghost. Didn't tell a single soul because I knew if I did, I'd be doing it for the wrong reasons. I suffered with ego too, right? So I thrived off that validation, man. Right. It was like a drug to me as well. Like I hated myself, so I needed to get it from somewhere. And that was it. And I said, I'm going to do 6 months. 6 months. I can't, a 75 hard, dude. Like I could do it, but it's not long enough for me, bro. Like none of that is. And this can't be a challenge. This has to be a complete lifestyle change, man. And that was it, dude. And I set up like a lot of things that I learned over the time. Put together, I guess you would just call it my program. It's what I use with individuals today. And I just said, fuck it, bro. I am dialing in on this. No social media, no women, no booze, no nothing. Early wake up times, everything was set. Boom, 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 boom. And I stuck to it, man. And yeah, life has blessed me today, man. Yeah.
That's beautiful. I can relate to that moment where it it doesn't really make sense looking back. You're like, why? I had no real reason or push or anything for me. It was similar, but a little bit different. But I mean, the feelings are all the same. And that's what I find when I come into recovery. It's like, even though, Buddy lived under a bridge for 10 years, we're the same person, because I can 100%. Relate to that despair, that hate of myself. And so for me, it was, I was hotel hopping. My wife had kicked me out, and I was at the Fairmont Royal York, right near my place. And I had run out of money, but not drugs. I had as much cocaine as I wanted, because I was buying it off the dark web, and I had it, like, it was a whole thing.
Wow.
I learned how to operate on the dark web. Like, we're fucking, we're very functional people, right?
I always say, like,
we're resourceful.
Yeah, if you own a car lot and you need to hit your sales quota at the end of the month, put 3 people in there that are in recovery. Dude, we'll have that fucking lot cleared in a day.
Coming up with new strategies.
Yeah, 100%,
it's so true, man. And so, like, I say that today because back then it wasn't a big deal, but like, it was a difficult thing to navigate, right?
Yeah.
And I'm breaking, anyways. So I'm in the hotel. I run out of money, and I must have spent, I'm like, not even kidding you, Mike, probably 5 hours on my phone trying to maybe you can relate to this, transfer funds around and like make money available and like find some miracle where I was able to stay at the hotel another night. And it wasn't happening. It was just, all these things were going wrong that day. To your point, it's like I was pushed into, I was like kind of guided into stopping. And I had known where to go. I had known that I needed to go to rehab. I knew which one I was going to. Like, it was all in the cards, but I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't ready yet.
Yeah.
And so there was that final moment. I ordered my Uber Eats like I typically do, because that was my only meal of the day. It was like that breakfast, waking up, not breakfast. I wasn't up in the morning, but And it got delivered like 4 blocks away to the wrong building. It's just all these things. And like, I was trudging to go get that, and I had no money, and it just like, boom, boom, boom. All these hits were coming.
But we still keep trying to go.
100%. You're like, well, it's this insanity of doing things differently, expecting a different result.
Yeah.
You're looking forward to whatever fun you have in that bag later tonight, but there's no fun, right? The fun was done a while ago,
Yeah.
And so I'm at this hotel. The lady is telling me to my face, I'm trying to wiggle out a deal with her or something. She's straight up telling me I'm getting kicked out of the hotel, and my stuff, all my drugs are scattered all over the table in my room.
Yeah.
She goes, the security guard's coming down to escort you out. And I'm standing in the lobby. It's like, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. No, it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, way past my checkout time.
Yeah.
He's coming to kick. Immediately, all these fears, just, I'm going to jail. I'm this, that. I'm getting kicked. How embarrassing. I need to fucking go to rehab, right? Oh my God. I'm waiting in the lobby for this guy to come down. Felt like 3 hours for him to come downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm just paralyzed. Everyone in the hotel, in my mind, is looking at me and judging me, right?
Sure.
I know I'm painting a picture here because you could probably relate.
That was my life.
Yeah. And this guy comes down. He looks like a James Bond. He looks like a character in James Bond suit. He's got the earpiece in. I'm going to jail, 100%. This guy comes up to me. You, Anthony? Yeah. Okay, let's go to your room. We share the elevator up. It's me and him in the elevator. Just the longest elevator ride in my life,
absolutely.
even though it was like fucking 6 floors.
Yeah.
We get up, I get out of the elevator, and I'm just like, I look at the guy, and I must have looked so broken. I just go, dude, can you just like give me a few minutes to like pack my stuff up and like leave me alone? And I think he could just tell that I was having a rough time.
Yeah.
He just looked at me and goes, oh yeah, no, of course, you're good. I'll come back in like 20 minutes.
He's probably seen everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah. This is probably nothing, right?
It's just a Tuesday.
Yeah. And so I pack up all my stuff and I call my wife, and to your point, my wife came and saved the day. I don't know how she stuck by me, but I said, I'm done. I'm ready to come home. I went home. I gave her all my drugs, and I said, let's go to rehab. And I detoxed for the next couple of days. But I look at that as a spiritual experience today, because I had every reason to just go and use drugs under a bridge somewhere, because I had them all, right? But I was done.
I mean, rock bottoms have trapdoors. And I think everybody has a different rock bottom.
Absolutely.
You don't have to burn your life to the ground. I did multiple times over and over. It became literally like an art to me. I could find a job within 2-3 days. And unfortunately, that kept me, as we say, kept me out there. My rock bottom, honestly, it had to be like you. It sounds like just an emotional state of complete fucking disaster, bro. Like it was just like I I don't even care about work right now. Nothing. I need to fix me. And that was the profound moment, as you said, right? And I think those moments are the biggest gifts, like you said, the spiritual awakening, however you want to look at it. It's like, it is such a gift that happened to me. So I think it's not funny. It's just, it's the way we look at our worst circumstance is our greatest, gift.
Absolutely.
Right. And it's, yeah, man, it's cool to see people emerge from that and come out. It's, it's kind of a corny cliche saying, but it's like the cocoon to butterfly moment, man. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. And you get to do that now. So do you want to talk a little bit about what you're doing now and what, your passion is with helping others, your business?
Yeah. Like I was involved in the restaurant industry. I went back to a restaurant. They're amazing. Love the guys there. They were fucking, I'll just say this, they were like-minded. And it was awesome, man. Excuse me. So I was working there. I had hired a coach maybe 6 months to a year before that. He's walked the same life as me, but I knew that I wanted to be able to share my story. And I'll be honest with you, it was a very difficult thing for me to say, I want to do this for a living, but I can't pay rent with, you know what I mean, good gestures and answering phone calls. Like I need to make money. Yeah. And it was hard for me to accept that. Anyways, we worked through that, my coach and I. Big Dog Dave, shout out, brother. He's the fucking man, dude. Yeah. And that was it, dude. So what I'm doing now is I run essentially a coaching business, right? I personally don't like to put a title on it. I work with individuals that, hey man, they party on the weekends. They're just, take alcohol and take drugs away, Anthony. Most people, from my experience that I speak with, they're stuck under one category, let's call it. And it's limited beliefs, man. That's what it comes down to. It's the cycle that they're in is just a normalcy and a comfort zone. And they don't know how to break out of it, right? And the fear is greater than looking even at change, right? So for us, I had to separate from everybody. Like I don't fuck with anybody from my past. I'm not saying they're bad people. It's just, hey bro, you're going this way. No problem. I'm going this way. And that's it. For me, I've seen it time and time again where I end up, right? And if you ever want to like look at something different in your life, I'm over here and I'll answer the phone for you, bro. But yeah, man, I do one-on-one coaching right now. It's been a blessing. I had to answer 3 simple questions to myself, Anthony, when I decided to do this. And as my coach and I call it, like, you got to go all in, bro. Right? Like anything in life, I find if you're walking along a fence, you're going to fall one way or the other. Right? So I had to face those fears. I had to go up against it. I had to believe in myself. I knew I had a lot of value. I knew I wanted to help people. But the 3 things was, am I passionate about it? And yeah, I wake up and like, I love what I do, man. I absolutely fucking love it, dude. There is no bonus. There is no big paycheck. There is no anything to me compared to when you witness somebody else, the light bulb goes off. I was just going to say that. That sparkle goes off in their eye. They call you and they're just like, holy fuck, bro. Like, I just went to a baseball game, brother. Sober, man. And it was amazing. And it's like, yeah, small to some people, but to an individual that's just been fucking dependent on alcohol for how many years and doing key bumps in the bathroom to go and eat a bag of popcorn and slam a 2 liter of pop, like that's a miracle, bro. 100%. So, yeah. And then, so that's one passion. The other thing is obsession. And I had to be okay with that because I'll turn anything into cocaine, bro. It better be a healthy thing, man. Same. Right? I don't know balance, dude. The same. Like, I just don't. And nor do I think any entrepreneur, like we talked earlier, and you said, like, I'm obsessed with this. I'm shooting this many things a day, right? And it's like, yeah, there's that. And then my coach asked me, you know, and I said, like, the third thing I need to do, nobody else can do this for me, is it's action. My coach can give me every single recipe. I can read every Alex Hormozy book. I can read Atomic Habits, whatever. And it's like a podcast, a book, nothing. I can literally know everything there is about Stoicism and Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus or whatever. And it's just like, nah, bro, can you show up every single day for yourself?
Yeah.
And that's what I do, man. You know, and there's days where I'm just like, oh, fuck, dude, like, I don't want to face the camera today. But hey, you know what? Guess what, bro? I share about that. I don't hide anything. Like, I'm not out here to say I'm better than, I'm perfect, I make X amount of money, my life is this. Sure, I'm proud of myself, of where I've got to, and I want to highlight not the materialism, the mindset, the person that you can build and become in order to get to that in your life, man. And it's amazing. So it's going really, really well, man. You know, there's a formula with social media.
Yeah, I'm learning that.
There's the algorithm.
Yeah.
And trust me, like, my coach worked with me for 6 months, and I was probably his hardest client. Like, I'm fucking stubborn.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, fuck this. I'm algorithm, blah, blah, blah. But hey, man, here's where things really started to escalate for me, is when I started speaking my truth. That's it.
Authentic.
Yeah. Authenticity wins every single time. Absolutely. I stayed away from this bullshit of edits and fancy, you know, voiceovers from somebody else. I mean, yo, Dana White, David Goggins, they got amazing shit to say, but that's not me, bro.
Yeah.
And I just said, fuck it. And the first video that I came out with, he was like, what have you done, Mike? I was like, dude, I've done some fucking really crazy stuff. I was like, bro, dude, I used to smoke crack on East Hastings, and I drank puddle water once. And he was like, bam, that's it, dude. And that video went viral.
Yeah.
But it's not the video going viral, Anthony. It's the connections that I got to speak with people.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah. And like, that's, social media today isn't for me to validate. I look at value. Can I put out value so somebody else doesn't feel alone maybe watching this video, or someone else can identify with it and go like, holy shit, dude. Like, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Me too. Right.
Yeah. The me toos.
Yeah, like,
the me toos.
I did that too. Fuck. You know, or I felt like that. I'm not alone, you know?
Yeah. You know,
have you gotten any messages recently that really stuck out to you?
I get a lot, dude.
That's awesome.
You know, I truly do. You know, not to like score brownie points, stuff like this means the world to me, man. You know, like, I was part of a group. I don't know if you know what School is. School is an app where Alex Hormozy started, and they build communities. Anyways, I was part of this thing, and you know, one of my goals was one day I would love to be able to be on like a podcast. This doesn't need to be Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
this is just like, yo, man, I love it. I think that it would be amazing. So yeah, things like this. I mean, I get messages of like, some are very, very hard to hear, and some are very, very hard to read, because I personally find it so difficult dealing with the individual that's not in the situation. So it's a wife, right? Or it's a husband, and it's like, what do I do? So how do you, I'm always truthful and I'm always honest, but there's a delivery I find where it's like, you can't do anything. You didn't, you know, you didn't create it, you didn't cause it, or what is it?
Can't cure it.
You can't cure it, you can't control it, right? And it's like, you have to take care of yourself. And, you know, but yeah, man, I mean, I'll be honest, today I got a text, an individual that I'm working with, and it simply said this: 10 weeks sober today.
Fuck, those are the best. Yeah.
Bro, like, I get goosebumps, man. And it's not me.
No,
like, I simply lay things out and I say, here's what we're going to do. You have to do it though, right? Like, I'll hold you accountable. Absolutely, man. I call it tough love, call it whatever the fuck you want, man. It's like, yo, I want to see you live the best version of yourself. And don't fucking kid yourself. There's more hard days than there is fucking good days in the beginning, right?
Yep.
But yeah, absolutely, man. Just ones like that. Like, I got a message just the other day, and do you want me to read one?
Sure. Yeah.
It was like,
I love this shit because this makes my day. I'm starting to get a little bit more too.
Yeah, absolutely. Where is this individual? Give me 1 second here, buddy. Here it is. I don't have my glasses on, but it says, I have never had a substance issue, but I find your message resonates regardless. So I'm here for the good vibes and the you can do it inspiration. And then she mentioned something about talk about expanding your target audience. Go, Mike, keep going. So, you know, like that's amazing, man. Like, again, it's, we take away the substance, we take away the blow, all the pain that we went through, Anthony. The only thing is we went down that road. Other people use booze. Other people,
social media,
bro.
Netflix,
There is so
Everyone's
many
addicted.
places to hide in plain sight in this world. Again, I'm not putting anyone on blast. I know individuals that fucking have more money than they know what to do with. They travel. They're fucking, they're lost, man. The emotional thing for men, I find, the maturity to catch up to where we are, I find takes a lot longer than women. I was Peter Pan, bro. I was a 19-year-old, acting like I was 19 years old, 40 years old, running around on King Street.
Invincible.
Yeah, man child, bro. Like, you know, stomping because it was everybody else's fault, man.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck them, dude. Like, it's just
this victim mentality,
self-pity, poor Mikey. And hey, bro, like, I had to fucking rip that Band-Aid off. And I'll tell you, man, I've been through some very, very scary situations in my life. Again, not to glorify them. I've been on some rock bottoms. There is nothing in the world that was more difficult than facing myself alone. I was in my 40s, bro, bawling my eyes out on the floor in my condo because I was just fucking broken, dude. I didn't know what the fuck was going to happen with my life, man. Right. And when you, as an addict, even as a person, like you want some sense of control. And I had to just throw it all and be like, I don't know. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do X, Y, Z. And that's it. I got to let the rest fall where it's going to fall, man. And it was fucking scary, bro. Yeah. It was very scary.
I always say it's like, I was taught to let go of the outcomes, and you just said that perfectly. It's like, I'm going to do what I have to do. And to me today, I'm going to do the next right thing. You know, well, what is the next right thing? Well, you know, how about starting with holding the fucking door for somebody? You know, something simple as that.
Yeah.
Or, you know, as we were walking over here, you were, you know, and I love this about you already, but just saying like, hey, how's it going, man? You know, to the guy behind the desk or the guy at the gas station, or, you know, I forget that sometimes that's love in of itself, you know, just be kind to people.
Yeah. I mean, I was a people pleaser before. I definitely have my boundaries today, and I am not afraid to say no. And I'm proud of myself for that. But no, man, like I was taught this by a very important person that came into my life early in recovery. He was a sponsor of mine. And he said, once you get this, your life doesn't belong to you anymore, bro. We were selfish and self-centered for so many years. We are now here to be on, as what he called, kind of the front lines. We're here to help people, man. And in whatever aspect that looks like, whether that's saying good morning, like, there's people that have messaged me before and be like, bro, are you sure you're not fucking still using blow? Or, like, I'm like, no, dude, like, I have a lot of energy. Absolutely. But
that's why I loved blow.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, man. I love what I do. Like, I have pinch me moments all the time. And it's just, I'm an empath, and I don't want this to sound, again, people take things certain ways. I have a good judge of character and a good sense, I believe. I've worked in the restaurant industry for 20 years, bro. I've been around people my whole life, and I can see when you walk around the city sometimes, man, and you can almost feel the energy of the tension that an individual, you can almost, you know what they're going through. Financial burden, fucking burnout, man. Here we go again. I got to go drink fucking margaritas, and I don't necessarily want to, but I don't know what to do. I've got rent to pay. I've got this to do. I got a car payment. You know, my credit card has got, you know, whatever. It's almost maxed out because of trips that I've been taking, right? So here's the hard truth, man. Eventually life catches up to you. It is inevitable. Every single human has to face themselves at one point in their life. And that looks different for everybody, right? So.
Well said. When you were in the restaurant industry, the bar industry, us addicts, I find that I'm really good at noticing other addicts, like in addiction, in recovery too, but mainly in addiction.
Yeah.
What was that like? Kind of like noticing people come in, you know, did you have regulars that you were kind of like, fuck, this guy's like really going through it right now?
Oh, yeah.
What was that like?
Like when I was still in it, or like
I mean,
partying, or
like,
just in general?
And how did that change too? Yeah, both. Like,
the thing is the restaurant that I ended up, the last place that I worked at, had no, as I call it, party vibe in it. It was what's called a fast casual. Again, I always keep the names out of it. And it was super cool. Like I said, the people that I worked with were fucking dialed in, man. We spoke the same language.
Just working on themselves.
Yeah, exactly, man. And it wasn't, it didn't have that energy, that community of sit down after work, drink 5 beers, then go to the next bar, spend your tip money that night. You know what I mean? But yeah, I saw a lot of people that came in, man. Absolutely, dude. And that was a big thing, man, for my value system, was I'm sober, right? But still, you know, because that opportunity at that one restaurant, unfortunately, just, it wasn't anything I did. It was just, there was an expansion on the horizon, and it's been delayed because of permits, right? So I sat down with some amazing fucking guys, and I love these guys. They're huge restaurateurs in the city of Toronto. And here's the fucking crazy thing, man. I was let go from 2 of their restaurants before, and I came back and I had an amazing talk with 2 of them, and they were like, bro, like, you're killing it, man. Like, we always said, like, you straighten this out, come back, right? And essentially they were going to kind of create a position for me, and I was super excited about it. And it was, again, another aha moment in my life. It was nothing against them, nothing against any, this was me. And I was like, how can I even do coaching part-time, but then I have to go into, not have to, but I go into a restaurant, and part of the gig is you take care of people.
Yeah.
You give them shots. You know what I mean?
That's tough, yeah.
Right. So I was just like, nothing against them. And what I was doing was reverting back to what I know, the comfort zone. So when I talked to my coach, he was like, no fucking way, bro. That was the moment that I said, I'm going all in on coaching, right? But yeah, it's difficult, man. It's hard to see people. I live in an area where there's bars everywhere. I walk past the patios. I see some of my old homies.
Yeah.
I see what they're up to, man. I'm not an idiot, dude. You know, they can admit it to them. They don't have to admit it to me. I know what they're going through, and I don't judge them, but I can see right through it, dude. Like, you're fucking dying, dude. You can't, this is not fun anymore, bro. Yeah. Like, it's just not. It's not, bro. And yeah, man. And I really just said that old life is like that person that I was is dead, bro. It's gone. Doesn't exist anymore. So, you know, in the recovery world, you could say, like, I'm 2 years old today, right? Like, everything that I'm experiencing now, I try to have a new experience, and it's new. Even Toronto, bro. Fuck Toronto, King Street, this, that. I got to get the fuck out of here. No, bro, you're going to take yourself with you. Yeah. You're just going to, bro, I remember I moved to Jasper once, Alberta, in the middle of the mountains. I worked for the Fairmont. Bro, I was fucking snorting blow and cutting through 20 elk at 7 a.m, man. Like, fuck, dude. Like, shit doesn't change if shit doesn't change, man. So, hey, man, I'm very, here's the word that I use. I'm very empathetic towards people, but I'm not necessarily sympathetic, because you know what you're doing. Yeah. You know what you're doing. And I know it's fucking bugging you.
Yeah. So. And to me, it's a good point there. I try to lean towards empathy too, because to me, empathy is like, dude, I know what you're going through.
100%.
And I'm here to help if you need help, and I'm not judging you. And to me, sympathy is like, fuck, you're struggling right now, buddy. Like, good luck with that. You know, fuck, you know, it's like this kind of judgment thing, right? So I try to lean on the, and I'm not perfect, but I try to lean on the side of empathy.
And again, like, I have to protect myself, my energy. I call it that healthy selfishness still. Yeah. Because I find a lot of people as well, let's be honest, bro, the circles that I used to run with, we enable each other. Yeah. We're co-signing each other's bullshit. Everything is normal because we're all doing the exact same fucking thing, man. And nobody, as I always say, I say it very bluntly, is nobody has the fucking balls to step out of that, right? And again, I'm not better because I did, but I don't know what your circumstance is. I knew mine. And I had to face that. And I had to face the honesty of myself and look in the fucking mirror and say, like, I'm crushed, dude. I am crushed. This isn't for my mom as much as I love her, my dad, my nephews, to get a girl back, to get a job back. This time, for fucking real, was for Mike. And I made this personal. I always say, like, you know, like, I made this comeback fucking personal.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm not, like, I am not just getting sober to just not drink. I'm going after a fucking life that I've always been afraid to go after. And I don't care what it takes, man. I don't even fucking care if I hit it. The point is I'm going to show up every day and I'm going to try, because I never had the self-esteem to do that, man. Yeah. Right? Dude, I used to cancel hair appointments in the morning because I was like, oh shit, I'm off that night. I can't go to my hair appointment. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Bro, booze and blow became everything.
Yeah. God.
Yeah. It was, I served that first. And then if I can manage anything else, I'll see if I can get to
it. Can fit
dude.
you in.
Yeah, exactly.
Fit you into my schedule.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, you're hitting home a lot for me. It's great. And this is why I love doing this stuff, because I'm meeting so many, you know, like-minded individuals that, and every time I do an episode, man, every single time I learn more than one thing, but there's always something where I can kind of, oh yeah, like,
yeah, I call those nuggets.
Yeah, those little nuggets that you can just take with the rest of you know. But to your point, you know, you could guide me to water, but you can't drink for me. You know, you can't, you know, maybe that's a bad analogy in this situation, but you can take a horse to water. You can't make him drink, right? And that was my scenario. I had to show up. I had to do the work. I had to sit in rehab for 60 days and fucking do the work, you know, and listen, you know, because my way wasn't working, right? I tried everything my way. And so maybe I'm wrong. That's another one that, you know, I try to use that every day, is like, I'm right is my biggest problem today. You know, if I'm talking to someone and this guy's fucking out to lunch, I'm right. That's my biggest problem. I can learn something in every situation. Maybe I'm wrong. That helps me a lot today. And you mentioned a lot of that in what you said. So
no, I agree. I believe everything is a learning opportunity.
Yeah.
Right. Everything, man. And when you remain teachable and you remain open, it's the individuals that I find that come to me and say, hey, what does your coaching look like? And I explain it and they say, okay, I'm down. And that's it. They say, what do I have to do? That's it.
Yeah.
Not, you know, like the ones, I'm not saying they're bad, but the ones like I know right off the hop,
they're
just from a discovery call of the questions that they're having. Not to say that they're not ready. It's like, okay, we got to smash this fucking ego.
Right.
Because again, you're not going to come in here, you know, and do it your way. Your best thinking has got you where you are
to this conversation
fucking now. So do you want to try this? Right. I'm not an asshole. But again, I'm not going to enable you, bro. You hired me to be honest with you and to hold you accountable. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm different, right? Like people are like, well, do I like, you know, and they have questions and that's okay. Do I like have to do like fill out, you know, like paperwork? Like I've worked with like, you know, psychiatrists. They're like, oh, you have to do this. You have to do this. I'm like, no, bro, like I'm here with you, right beside you, bro. There's nothing that I'm not going to ask you to do that I haven't done or don't do myself, right? This is it, man. I always, unfortunately, break the coach rule, whereas it's like, hey, this is the 90 days. This is what you get, right? And it's always fucking broken, bro. Not broken in a bad way. It's just like, I only take on so many clients too. I'm not in this to drive a fucking Lamborghini, dude. You know, hey, has finances changed? Yeah, 100%, man. Absolutely. For my wife and she's doing her thing. I'm doing mine. Absolutely. But again, if I'm not going to come to a moment where I burn myself out and now I'm giving you a shit service. And then the other part of it is, you know, that's sorry. That is the whole part, is like, I want to make sure that everybody gets the best result that they can. Now they have to put that in, but people always ask, it's like, well, is there a guarantee? No, man, fuck, dude. Even when you take a job at 9 to 5 and they're paying you X amount, dude, look at the world. The stock market could flip again, bro. And then your job does cutbacks. That's nothing's guaranteed, bro. So all I can guarantee is a service that I provide for you. And I'm the motherfucker that's going to show up every single day. I'll be up before you. I'll work twice as fucking, not hard as you, but I'm a big believer is don't listen to what I say. Watch what I do, man. That's why I show up on Instagram every day. That's why I post every day, right? It's consistency. It's commitment. I'm not showing up for me, man. I'm showing up for that individual that maybe just came across my page. Like, sorry, just thinking of that, I got a fucking really profound DM that I was just thinking of. It was in my request box. And that person needed to hear that today. And that stopped them on a 3-day fucking bender of like, I just talked to my wife and I'm going to go get some help.
Nice.
And that's not me personally, but at the very least, we can make someone think, right?
I always say it's like you planted a seed.
100%. You know? And that's the power like of people's voices. And again, like we do another thing as well too, and I'm not pitching this, but like my coach and I have teamed up. So we help individuals build what's called a personal brand and monetize on social media, right? We have a recipe. It works. It's worked for him for years. He's a very, very profound coach, and that's amazing. He's made a big impact, and he's been very, you know, it's been great that he said like, hey, I kind of want to teach you how to do this now too. But it's like people are like, yeah, but what do people, what are they going to think of me? And it's like, okay, let's reverse that pattern of thinking and let's say, what about the people that need to hear it, bro? Right? Like it's, once you take the ego out and it's not about you anymore, bro, it's going to land where it's going to land. Trust me, bro, I get a lot of hate mail.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, with good comes the fuck you, right? Because you pissed them off or whatever, or you made them realize something about themselves that they didn't like.
Sure, it's not for me to say. It is what it is, and no disrespect, bro. I'm not fucking gonna sit there and have an argument with somebody. I'll call people out in my comments sometimes, but that's just me. I speak my truth, man. And it's like I hid for so many years, dude. I'm not being rude. It's just like, nah, bro. You're not going to come and piss on my side of the street. I'm not that fucking dude. I'm going to tell you my honesty. I'm not rude, but it's just going to be like, nah, bro. Like, nah. Yeah,
because I mean, the negativity doesn't go anywhere, right? Like it never ends up well for anybody. Nobody wins. Right?
No, and I always say this, again, a lot of this language I always say, Anthony, that we use can be foreign to some people. So when I say like, why are you giving them your power? They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, your energy. Why are you even investing time in this individual? But when we're addicted to gossip and talking shit about people, man, we don't know how, that's all we're around, right? It'd be like, you know, us going to another country where we don't speak the language. We're like, what the hell is going on, right? So it's like, you know, I don't let individuals rent space in my head.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Like, get out, man. Like, and again, I'm too busy. Like, I'm still working on myself every day, man. I don't think it ever stops. Different levels, different devils, right? Like we always go through growth spurts or we become complacent, right?
Different levels, different devils. I like that. I've never heard that one before. It's true though. You know, my addict brain comes out in different mediums, right? And different forms. And you know, it's always just kind of chirping in the background. Some days it's louder than others, right? I can really relate to that. What's something today that you're really working on with yourself? Like something that you're trying to either improve or work on for yourself?
It's still a limited belief, bro. I'll say this. I was never afraid of failure. I knew how to fail, bro. I was a fucking pro. I can write a course on how to fail. I was afraid of success.
Yeah.
Right. So the big thing that I have to do today is like I journal every day. I write a gratitude list still, right? I do a nightly reflection where it's like, okay, was I in fear today? Did I react at someone today? You know, and that just keeps me in check, right? Because I can't let that shit build up over time. I have a saying where it's like every day is day one. I can't rely on yesterday's wins because today is going to bring a new set of something. Whether it's problems, whether it's anything, I got to navigate the day here today, bro. And I need to be the best version of myself. So one thing that I'm very conscious of and that I was fear-based for so long, man. Fear ruled my fucking life, bro. There is no if, ands, anything about it, dude. Fear of what people would think of me, the negative self-talk of I'm not good enough, of you don't deserve this. So what I really work on today is like my life has changed dramatically, right? Yeah. Do we live in a nicer condo? Yeah, absolutely. Was I able to go on a trip? Yeah, absolutely. Is there, let's say, finances coming in and I get to work for myself? Absolutely. But it comes down to, I also have to allow myself to accept that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't before, bro. I don't know. I couldn't. I felt uncomfortable. I was like, oh, I don't deserve this.
Yeah, it's like this imposter syndrome.
That's what I mean,
right?
is like
Yeah.
imposter syndrome. Absolutely,
Yeah.
bro. So this is what I mean by different levels, different devils. So are you the individual that can even handle the life that you want today? Right? So a lot of people are like, oh, like they come in and all they want to do is fix themselves to make money. But they want to make money, right? And I'm like, okay, but if we were to give you $1 million right now, could you handle that? Yeah. No, you couldn't. No, you fucking can't even handle 100 grand a year.
Yeah. What
bro.
evidence do you have?
Exactly. Like, show me your habits and I'll show you your future.
Yeah.
And that's just it,
That's
man.
good.
Like it's, you got to quit lying to yourself, bro. So, you know, I also had a coach before this coach, and his big saying is, you know, it's not how I got here, it's who. It's who I created, right? So a lot of people put the cart before the horse, right? And it's like they want to get here, but they don't have the belief system to get them there. So that's constantly what I'm personally working on every single day, is the belief system, right? Because there could come a moment where it's like, holy shit, dude, in 3 years from now, all of a sudden you're like the Joe Rogan in the addiction world, bro. Like, that's going to come with, everybody thinks like, oh, I get what I want and everything's good. Nah, bro, you have to now learn how to navigate that. And that comes with, you know, so many more obstacles. Now you got a crew. Now you got fucking way more guests. Now you've got a green room or whatever, you know. It's like, you get to where you want to be sometimes, I feel, and sometimes you think like, shit, dude, I kind of wish some days I was just doing this, man. Yeah. Right? And it's a lot, dude. That's why I have a coach still. You can scale a business, but in order to scale the business, you have to scale your life. You have to be able to, again, grow into that individual that can handle that. So yeah, bro, every single day, there's moments of frustration, right? There's moments of doubt, of fear. But guess what, bro? I think we really need to normalize, especially as men, is this. I need help.
Yeah.
I need some help, bro. There's nothing wrong with that. Kobe had a coach. He's the greatest fucking basketball player. So did Jordan. So does Tiger Woods. So does fucking everybody, man. That's how the greats get to where they want to be, dude, because I truly believe that they still tell themselves that I don't know everything. I don't got this yet.
The humility.
Yeah. There's some humility in there, right? So yeah, I call my coach and I'm like, hey, bro, like I'm fucking going through this, dude, you know? And he's like, he always says like, yep, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. Been there, bro. But guess what? You just keep, it's always the inevitable answer is keep showing up. Man.
Consistency.
That's it. That's it. And it sounds so like dumb, cliche, whatever, but it's just like the motherfuckers that get to where they want to get to, bro, they don't tap. They just don't, no matter what. So in our terms, I guess, in our language, I do everything so I can handle life on life's terms today. Yeah. That's it.
Love it.
And the rest is a bonus. First things first, I'm not an idiot. My sobriety comes first before my wife, bro.
Yep.
Because if I don't put that before her, like I get up before her on purpose because I know that I can wake up groggy. I know that I can fucking wake up and my head spinning sometimes. So I create the best version of myself. So guess what? Now I can deliver that to her. Now I can be a fucking, calm with my dog and not fucking yanking him on a walk and being like, let's go. Like he can sit there and fucking sniff and pee on whatever he wants, bro. We can be out for an hour if he wants to be. It's not about me, dude. Yeah. So that's very important for me today, dude. And the rest, like I said, again, letting go. It's easier said than fucking done, as you know, man. But yeah.
Yeah. I love that. No, it's so true. Or, or reacting to the world. You know, you mentioned like waking up and reacting to your dog not doing things the way, you know, you scripted him to do or her to do, right? And it's like the same thing with the guy that doesn't obey the traffic light, and you know, or in my scenario, and I was just talking about this earlier today with the last guy I had on, but my thing is when people are like holding their horn in the city of Toronto, it drives me nuts. It's like that guy is just not living according to my script, you know, and that's okay, right? But it's hard.
Well,
it's hard to get there.
What the fuck is the horn doing anyways, bro? Traffic's not moving.
Thank you.
The horn's not like. This ain't a traffic problem. Again, like I feel like opening the door and being like, bro, like do you need to talk about something?
I've said way too much to those individuals. I need to. My wife reminds me. She's like, what'd you get? Do you feel better now? And I'm like, no. No. I just yelled at him and I don't feel better now.
Hey, and we're not perfect, bro. Like my thing is, how do I say this without?
I love how everyone has a thing though.
Yeah. So mine is, and I'm not being rude by any means. It's just people that jog on the sidewalks and Uber Eats drivers on the bikes.
Oh yeah,
this is not a fucking culture racist. That has nothing to do with this, bro. It's just there's no awareness.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like I don't know how many times. Like, and hey, I'm emotionally attached. My wife is a fucking 5 foot. You know what I mean? Little Filipino. She's gangster as fuck, but you know, and I got a dog, and it's like, I'm not even lying, bro. This is like 3 weeks ago, man, or before we went to Italy. A young lady was waiting like on the side in Liberty Village, kind of like just doing this, you know, her friend, I could see a guy bombing down the sidewalk. He ripped right through my friend and I and the 2 dogs. She jumped over and ended up kneeing my dog.
Oh my God.
And every part of me just wanted to drop my dog and run after them because that's old behavior, right? It's like, motherfucker, dude. Like, I'm going to smash this guy, bro. Yeah. So I saw that they went into a variety store. I calmly went in and I just said, hey guys, do you have a moment? Yeah, what's up? And I said, I'm going to ask you something. We were just up here. I kind of said, I said what they said, X, Y, and Z. I said, are you aware of this?
Did you notice that?
Did you notice this? Yeah. Like, you have to understand how selfish this is. If you're going to run a fucking PR, man, maybe you don't do it in the middle of fucking Liberty Village. Sorry, I swear a lot. Bro, go to a park. Yeah. Like, this ain't a fucking relay camp, man. Yeah. You know, and look, I can be good with words sometimes. I almost made them feel stupid because I knew I couldn't fucking punch the guy out today. Yeah. And I was just like, listen, like, just please be aware next time. What if there's a child and that little kid goes down? Like, there's going to be you're going to run across somebody that actually is going to fucking throw you somewhere. Yeah. But yeah, it's just, again, I have to just be like, my wife's a lot better at this than I am.
Same.
Yeah. She's just like, Mikey. And I'm just like, oh, because my emotion that I can still go to today, and I believe I've always gone to, is anger.
Yeah.
And it's this like you said, you wronged me, motherfucker. Yeah. And it's like, no, you can't be like that today, right? Yeah. So, hey, if my worst problem today is there's an Uber Eats driver that's weaving all over the place, or a jogger kind of coast by on the sidewalk, it's not a bad day.
Yeah.
It's not a bad day.
Fuck, man. 100, especially talking to, you know, Mike of old, right? Or Anthony of old. He would have taken that any day, you know?
No, 100%. And again, that's ego. That came down to me trying to fucking prove something and, you know, I'll fucking show this guy. And that's just, hey, man, that's not who I am today, nor do I condone that behavior today. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, how can I let these individuals know? Like before, too, I wouldn't have been able to say anything at some point, too. I would have just been like, I was Mr. Passive at one point.
Yeah.
Go, just let it go.
Yeah, doormat.
Yeah, and it was just like, no, man. No, I got, like, people don't know if they're not told or explained, right? And it's just like, bro, you need my dog. That's enough for me to say, hey, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but you're right. There's a way of going about it. And in my experience, all my anger usually is a mask of fear, right? There's some kind of fear. And it's hard for me to notice that and accept that sometimes. But it's a secondary emotion I was taught. And it's like, there's some fear here of my wife getting hurt, my dog getting hurt, whatever, whatever, or being embarrassed, you know, for me, like I don't like to be wrong. I don't like to be embarrassed, but you know, you learn some days that, like I said, maybe I'm wrong, and that's okay.
Absolutely. And like the thing that I respect the most about Elaine, that's my fiance, and I's relationship is the communication. We're not naive. We know we're going to have headbutts. We know we're going to have fucking bangers sometimes. Yeah. But we both know we have a code word, and it's called paperclip. And it's like, if it's getting a little too heated, it's like paperclip. Then we separate. We come back because our emotions cloud the truth. We're both in a reactive state. There's no solution to that. Yeah. We sit down, and guess what, bro? It's not even the issue that we're arguing about. Yeah. I'm going through something. I haven't talked about it. Like you said, like humans are like an onion, man. You got to peel it back. And we have a saying of like, what's fucking really going on? Like the dude honking the horn. Billy, what's really going on here, bro? It's like,
do you hate your job? Yeah. No, it's like whatever it is.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, is it the world's fault that you woke up late? Yeah. Is it, you know, maybe you went out last night and had one too many fucking beers and you're late for your big presentation. Well, hey, bro, but you can't admit that to yourself, right? So I always say too, as well, I don't know if this is right or wrong, Anthony, but I'm just like, everything is my fault, man. I can only take responsibility for myself. Right. But yeah, it's cool, man. Like I said, it's to have that tool of communication with everyone I try to have it with, right? Yeah. Not everybody's open to it. But.
No. And awareness and awareness I like, you know, I have a part in everything. You know, there's a part in everything, right? I have a part, and maybe I'm just as simple as I'm not accepting this, right? Or I'm not letting this go, or I'm not turning this over, or whatever it may be, you know?
I believe, like, I went through a recovery home once, and it was fucking very intense, man. But at the same time, it was like, this is going to sound really strange to people. There's people that went through this recovery program, like a spiritual program, they call it, that never had a problem with drinking or drugs. They're basically, they have all the, we'll call them character defects that they're angry as fuck, man. Nothing makes them happy. They have all the money. They have no gratitude, bro. And they learn this language and they learn these actionable steps to do. And bro, they come out. It's just like, they're a fucking it's like a weight's been lifted off them. And it's like, they go back to work, or their wife is like, what the fuck happened?
Who's this guy?
Yeah, man. And that's what I mean is, like, if you keep an open mind to anything in life, bro, I believe that's where change starts. Because here's how I look at it when I get hate. People hate what they don't understand, and the ignorance in them doesn't want to learn. Well, I'm not arguing with that. Sorry, bro.
You'll never win. And it's not about winning.
I'm not trying to win.
Yeah, exactly. It's not about winning, but no one wins.
Go fucking troll on someone else's page, because I know you're going to do that, man. Like, it's whatever, bro. Like, I don't know, man. Again, like, there's the easy thing to do is blame, right? The fucking politics, man. That's a big one to get into, and I won't, but everybody, I get it. It's part of it. But it's like, why the fuck am I going to let whoever the fucking prime minister is, dude, they're not controlling my fucking life. Yeah. Oh, the taxes are higher? Guess what, dude? I got an accountant that can work with that. Yeah. You know, we're not cheating the system, but have you gone to a specific accountant that can help you with HST, GST? Do they know the ins and the outs? Do they tell you, hey, you got to spend this much money? If not, it's going to go to the tax man. No. But so you're just blaming, you're not looking for, everything has a solution is what I'm getting.
Absolutely.
No matter what, bro. So you live in the problem or you live in the solution. And I don't wait for life to happen. I fucking create it today. That might sound cocky, but it's like, I'm done waiting, bro. Like, I'm knocking on doors today. That's it. That's all. Some are going to answer, some aren't, and that's okay.
Yeah. So. But if you never knocked in the first place, you would never
know. And again, it's like, I love it because I've never had this confidence before, right? And I believe there's a fine line with individuals between confidence and cocky or an arrogance about it, whereas it's just like, my confidence is showing up every single day. That's it, man. And if you misinterpret that for ego or arrogance, where you don't even want to have a conversation, it's not my job to hold whatever opinion you have of me. Like, it is what it is, bro. Like, I don't. So
how do you get your confidence on the days when, there's nothing to be confident about? Like, how do you go and get that?
Well, again, like, if I understand it correctly, if there's in what regards, if you don't get something to be confident about, right? So
Maybe like when you're lacking confidence, or you're just in a headspace, like you said, where you're kind of squirrely, and
I don't allow myself to do that. So people, I believe, think confidence comes from an end result, right? There's a prize at the end of this. Okay. Oh, I was able to buy my G-Wagon. Look at me. I'm confident, I'll be honest with you, bro. And this is not, again, this can come out cocky or not. Financially, we're very blessed today, bro. It's just who I am. I'm wearing a fucking $7 shirt from Amazon. I'll always be wearing Vans no matter what, dude. So confidence is built. It's earned. It's not bought. And I think that's a big misconception is people fall into an identity of, I'm confident because I have my job and I make $250,000 a year. Cool, Pete. What happens if the market crashes and you don't have that job anymore? Who the fuck are you, bro? Right? And that's where they called it the Great Depression back in the day, because so many people, Anthony, lack meaning and purpose. Yeah. I'm not naive. I'm honest with myself. My confidence today is built on not breaking the promises to yourself. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So confidence is learning to trust yourself, right? So I commit. And when I say I commit, I'm going to fucking do it, bro. I wake up, same time, every day. I have for the last fucking 2 years over, man. I do a workout, right? I do 10,000 steps outside no matter fucking what, man. Rain, shine, my dog Bruno comes with me. Yeah. And that's it. I journal. I know if I can't give myself that hour to 2 hours in the morning, then I know I'm going to be a loose cannon, bro. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Like the end result, or the beamer, we live in a nice condo. Correct. I'm super proud of us. We created an individual that was able to get to that, right? Cool. But if that condo goes away, man, it's like you can fucking strip me of anything today. Like, here's where confidence is I know today that I'll show up every day. I don't give a fuck what you take from me today. I'll still continue to get up and go on social media, or fucking try to get on podcasts, or fucking talk to someone on the street, bro. Yeah. It's just, that's it, man. I'm not attached to an outcome, bro. It's because once you do that, then you have an expectation that falls through can now lead to a resentment, can now lead to a self-pity. It's again, is emotions for men, we have them. And for women, it's how do we live with them, right? How do we control them today? I'm not my emotions, bro. Yeah. So it's, and again, I don't even want to like bigger cities. I find people are getting things to impress other people and losing themselves in the process. Does that make any sense when you really look at it? Mm-hmm. Bro, you're like, and I admit it, I would max out my credit card to be a fucking baller on King Street, and I would eat Mr. Noodles at home for 3 days because I had no fucking money until Friday. Yeah. For what? Like, do you think these girls remembered who I was? And it's just, I'm just very real today, man. And that's it. So to answer your question in a real roundabout way is, to me personally, in my experience, is confidence is earned, bro. Every fucking day, man.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
I want to end with this, and I usually like to end the podcast with this, but you've said a lot of good stuff, and I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate being on
good.
Here.
Yeah.
Just talking with you is sick.
Love talking recovery. Yeah. If you could say something to a struggling addict or alcoholic right now, what would you say?
Bro, it's very simple, man. It stops when we let go, right? You have to realize is you're in pain. That's it, man. I say this all the time, is when I look at an individual that's struggling, I don't see a drug addict. I don't see a drunk. There's people that struggle that don't use this stuff. They just struggle with life. Treat the pain, you treat yourself. That's it, man. And to the individual that's going through something right now, like it's yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough to say like this big hurrah speech, right? Because you find the willingness, man. I'll say this, dude. Find your fucking rock bottom, because that is the most beautiful place that you can ever be. That's what I'll say. Beautiful. And once you understand that, and once you accept that, your life is going to fucking change forever, bro. Because that's when you let go. It's like, okay, fuck it, bro. This shit ain't working anymore, man.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm going to try this. That like, and that's how simple it is, man. Like, it's not, like, what am I trying to say here, dude? It's just, yeah, you need a little bit of willingness, man. And that's what I was going to say is like, what is the worst that's going to happen? You commit to 90 days, let's say. What if you want your old life? It's like you and I right now.
Outside, yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
If we want tonight,
I always say this.
King Street's right there.
Always.
I could literally, probably you too, go back. I'm still going to know people. I still know people that work down there. And the moment that I walk in there and I just say, yeah, man, what's up, bro? Fucking, this is my boy Anthony. We'll take 2 fucking beers and 4 shots of tequila, man. And then we make the phone call. Bro, no one's going to be like, guys, do you want to stop and think about this? No, bro.
That's so true.
They're going to fucking be like, yo, fuck, you want Class Azul? And we're going to be like, fuck yeah, boom. Now, that's the hustle, bro. Upsell, make tips. Yeah. And that's okay, right? So it's, yeah. I went on a tangent there, but rock bottom, allow it to be, it's the greatest place you can be, bro.
Love it.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Mike.
This was amazing, bro. Like, I honestly love what you're fucking doing, dude. Mike. It's amazing. Like, to do 3 of these a week, I think you were saying, like, that's incredible, dude.
Thanks, bro.
And I see a lot of people that get sober and then they might not be drinking, but they're fucking miserable. And I'm like, have you ever tried to like give back to anybody else? Or is it just, again, it's still about you, right? And this for you, giving people a platform and connecting, and dude, it's fucking amazing.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Sick.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Listening, please help us grow the channel and like, share, and subscribe for more content. The discussions and stories shared on this podcast are for informational and motivational purposes only. This content is not a substitute for professional medical advice, addiction treatment, or therapy. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please consult a licensed physician, addiction specialist, or mental health professional. You are no longer alone.